Alright, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And this is the podcast. Actually, today was a long day. So right now, it is Tuesday, October 7th. However, this is probably gonna upload. Let me pause. This will upload for October 8th. Alright, so if you didn't know, this morning I had a special edition because I was really excited about this article. So there's a blog post. Let's see, how can I do this? Okay, and I tried to put it to Spotify, but sometimes if something's under 15 minutes, it gives me a hard time. Same thing with RSS.com. I tried to put it there because it's only 12 minutes. Because I go over 2 articles. Must see these articles. See right here, exchange rate reform. But, so there's a video here if you go to the blog. But also if you go to the YouTube channel, it will be the second video. And here's the thumbnail. Sudani speaks on currency reform. So, and I explain everything, which I'm not going to go over here, okay? But the article came out much more through the day, so it's very important. It's a very important article. They really wanted the citizens to see it. But mostly it says banking reform. But I found a particular, website is, I don't know where it is. It's in an Arabic country. But it's so hard for me to get it and get the articles in English. And then because it's a different country, it's in a different dialect. So sometimes the words are a little different. So the original way that I found it and I got excited was exchange rate reform. But so I'll go ahead, watch that. Like I said, it's 12 minutes. It will be, so if you're watching this video, which is Breaking Barriers, it may not be titled that. I don't know if I like that title, but it will say Iraq's financial market opens to the world. It'll say something like that. If you're watching that video, stay tuned, because when that one ends, the special edition, there'll be a square there. You click on the square and that one will come up. Alright, so today was a good article day. Well, Tuesday, October 7th was a great article day for Iraq. Alright, so this is the, World, a week of something. There's some conference, maybe it'll say here. Does it say here? World Investment Week or something like that, right? So this is day 2, maybe day 3. If it started Sunday, Monday, Tuesday would have been day 3, right? So I'm not sure. But this guy right here is the Securities Commission. So he came out and said, hey, we are accepting foreign investors to trade in the ISX. The Commission has achieved influential accomplishments in the Iraqi economy, including regulating the work of unlicensed brokerage companies and trading in the financial markets outside the Iraqi Financial Authority, which is mentioned in that article that you should go see the other video. We have worked to correct the situation, and now we are in the process of licensing responsible companies by the Commission to undertake the task. So see, someone left a comment like, who would want to do it was kind of hard for me to read, but it was something like, who would want to work with Iraq? You know, being that they say one thing and they miss a lot of timelines. Everybody wants to get in Iraq because they know what's coming. We're the only ones that, well, we know too, but we get weak because it's taking so long, right? Our faith gets weak. But this, the articles, plus the other article that's in the special edition, is one of the members of parliament flat out says, hey, this banking reform paper we're going by, that came from Washington. It came from Washington and the Federal Reserve. So they're not hiding. They're not hiding anymore. So I kind of take it like they're like, don't blame us. Blame them. They're the ones holding everything up. And I do hope people will read that and understand that it's not in Iraq's hands. So you can't get mad at them. Sadani has all but said, please give me a second term, right? He's like, I want a second term. I really want a second term. So do you not think he doesn't want to change the rate? Which would guarantee him practically amongst his people, right? A second term? Of course he does. And that right there, to me, that's evidence that it's out of Iraq's control. Partially, right? Because I think they could go ahead and change the rate on the CBI, but then they would be no different than the person that we relieved them from. Remember, they caught him. He was in a hole. So they say, yeah, that guy, he was like, hey, this is our money. He put his face on the money. He was like, this is our money. It's $3.31 or whatever. But no one accepted it because it didn't go through the proper channels. So, you know, which is the IMF, the World Bank, the BIS, and all of that. Okay, anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So, yeah, so it says the authority has achieved accomplishments in keeping pace with the digital development and trading and participating in an exchange platform with the Abu Dhabi Stock Exchange. And there's two others also. I wonder why he didn't list them. Maybe they're not as prestigious. I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, which will introduce us to 10 new markets. In addition to accepting investors from these markets to trade on the ISX, indicating that the authority was able to provide government support to the Iraqi financial markets by overcoming difficulties by developing the trading system and providing them with a grant of 4 billion Iraqi dinars. So see, he said he had big plans. This is the guy. He had big plans for the ISX and he's moving right along. And he's being allowed to move right along also, which is good. So that came out. Here's another rendition of that article, or version of that article. Sadani confirms the continuation of financial and banking reform. So it's not done, right? As part of its efforts to enhance transparency, consolidate governance, and enhance the credibility of state institutions before the international community, the government, headed by Sadani, continues to implement comprehensive reforms based on applying best financial and administrative practices, combating corruption, and ensuring compliance with laws and regulations, contributing to building a modern national economy. So yeah, that's part of the article. So I won't go too much into this. He met with KPMG today, and they talked about a lot of stuff. So let's see, there was something in here that was not. So they talked about the Council of Ministers meeting they had today, in which Sadani did say, yeah, we'll pay the Kurds their August salary. I'll post that tomorrow. But it is out. Let's see, because it was getting late and I needed to wrap up, so I'll post that tomorrow. But they are going to get their August, so September, October is still, up in the air. Let's see. Something about vehicles. Yeah, but we don't care about that. Ministry of Electricity. Yeah. Okay, so here's another one. So I just have this here so you can see how truly important this article was, this meeting is, right? So we're going to skip that also. Okay. Sudani, significant progress has been made in combating money laundering. Oh, there was an image, but I couldn't get it. It was a washing machine full of dollars. Funny. So, yeah. So he's saying Iraq has become a model of commitment and trust. Have they? Your own people don't even trust you, right? But whatever. He has to say it. And banking firm in Iraq became a model of commitment and trust. Yep. So he's out there bragging. They've continued to implement the plans of the government for financial and banking reform. They hope to contribute to improving the financial classification. I think there is something about improving their credit score in here. But we already know, they already talked about that. They want to do that too. Okay, so here, the Iraq Development Fund signs memorandums of understanding with 4 major countries. So this is outside that investment conference they're having. So the Iraq Fund for Development is also open to all countries of the world, right? So Iraq is open for business and people are pouring in. The Dutch people are there. The Netherlands, which may be the same as the Dutch, and Amsterdam, I think they all come, they travel together. Maybe they're trying to conserve energy or something, but they usually come together. Japan might be ruled by a woman for the first time ever. They have some kind of election going on over there too. Let's see. Britain and France. That one they say will be signed soon. So, yeah. People are, people want to get in on this, man. But they're being held back. But hopefully not much longer, right? This is Optimistic October. And I'm being optimistic, right? This time it's going to be different. Okay, Sudani and Barzani agree on a U.S.-sponsored financial deal. But Iraq is losing its wealth to herbal. So, clearly they're chopped in, or not chopped in, what's the word? Photoshopped, right? And, I think this is Schlumberger, and I have no idea who that is. Maybe that's the oil minister back there. But, let's see. Recent amendments. Oh, what this is about is the amendment. Remember they signed that amendment? And it was part of the budget, and I believe it was put in the Gazette too. They're saying that amendment, this is what this article is saying. I believe it is a member of parliament. Yes, members of parliament are saying that amendment gave Kurdistan the upper hand in the oil deals. Okay, so talk about autonomy and adherence to the Constitution is unrealistic in light of the weakness of state institutions and the efforts of some parties to police the U.S. Oh, I have. Was it here? No. Let's see. Pause. Okay, pause. Aliyah Nassif. Well, let me finish this. Let's finish this, okay? Then we'll go to Aliyah Nassif. So, They want to please the U.S. at the expense of the interests of the Iraqi people. He stressed that the continuation of these policies confirms that some forces continue to prioritize foreign interests over national autonomy, which requires a firm national stance to preserve Iraq's wealth and prevent its exploitation to serve non-Iraqi agendas. So they just keep trying to cause problems, right? I'm trying to figure if it benefits the Kurds, which then they have to give 50% of their non-oil revenues, the oil revenues, everything goes through Baghdad, and they get a share. I don't see how they're taking away from Baghdad. And that's just now. Wait until everything's done and released, and then Baghdad will have their own non-oil revenue and investment and everything. So, I don't know. And then it's times like this when I have to remind myself, these articles are written for the citizens of Iraq, right? Not me. But, yeah, so overall, it's good because signing that agreement got them to move forward, right? But I guess from the Iraqi perspective, or maybe these are part of the parliament members that are trying to cause trouble for Sudani, right? Since it's election time. Maybe it's nothing, but it's funny how they had to throw us in there, right? They always have to say America or U.S. as part of it. Alrighty, so these are the ways to support my FX buddies. If you'd like, when the blog is live, buy me a coffee, link is live, Cash App is always live, and TE, shout out to TE, a sponsor. I don't think I mentioned you this morning, so I'm doing it now. And PayPal is Tishwash. Big or small, I appreciate it all. Thank you in advance for your generosity. Ding! Alright, so we're almost done. Look at this painting. Sadani went to visit see these people right here? I think they're sheikhs, Shiites, and something else. But anyway, isn't that a beautiful painting? Yeah. And I think they have pew-pews. They're on horses, right? But they still probably dress like that now. And, but very detailed. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so, but did I skip? No. So this is Sadani saying to these people, we are confident in the people's awareness, and our priorities are clear in serving the citizen. So I think he's saying, I know y'all are not stupid. And there's things that I want to do. I want to serve the citizens, right? That's why I need a second term. So let's see. He went to visit this person here in the guest house. That photo is in Sheikh Riyadh Yunus Hamadawi's guest house. Okay? Alright, so who else was there? Dignitaries of some other family. The meeting addressed the overall service situation in the capital, Baghdad, and the government's efforts to improve the service and social conditions of citizens. So see, he has rich people behind him, and dignitaries, and history, right? So, I don't know, we'll see. And here's points of his speech, and I'm just gonna focus on short period of reforms. Reforms have been achieved in a short period of time in several sectors, including the banking and economic sectors as attested to by international institutions. So he has that under his belt. He can say that when he goes around. That's it. And that is the end. The article ended that way. To me, it was abruptly. There was like no closing paragraph or anything. All right. The World Bank. Now this right here to me also means they expect things to happen. The World Bank says Iraq's economy to lead Arab region in 2026 with 6.7% growth. How are they going to grow that much? Unless, because remember, it's not just changing the rate. They also have to bring in those laws that protect business, protect investors. Like they have one that says you can't kidnap. They have a law that says you can't extort. So they have laws that protect the foreign investors and domestic investors. So it's more than just a rate change. There's, a lot of things that have to be done, but they'll be done quickly. Those laws have been sitting there for years. Some of them since 2007, ready to go, right? Okay. So, but the World Bank saying they're going to grow that much and they're going to have the most growth in the Arab region, which don't get me wrong, tomorrow or Thursday, they can come out and say, oh, wait, we really meant this number, right? But yeah, it's always a good sign, in my opinion, when the World Bank says they're going to grow a lot. Okay, now here, this is what the people on the street are saying. Anbar markets are unusually quiet. Purchasing power is at its lowest levels. And here, look at those melons. And what else? Coca-Cola. They gotta have Coca-Cola and potatoes and cabbage, grapes, right? So, I know you guys are like, it's food, Tish. Move on. But, so this is in Western Iraq, and they're saying that they're calm, and they're usually not calm right now. Especially, could it be because of the holiday? I don't think so, because they're back. They're back to work. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of people are back to work. So, but it says repeated delays in salary disbursement, delays in the release of financial allocations, and the failure to approve the budget have led to the suspension of several government projects, which in turn has affected the incomes of many residents. So they're probably not shopping. They're probably, waiting. I know that's what I do sometimes because I don't have a regular income. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to spend any more money until I get some more money, right? Yeah. So they usually, people are now buying only what is necessary after previously purchasing large quantities in cartons or in small bulk. So you can read this if you want. The recession has even affected suppliers, truck owners, large merchants, because demand has decreased and consequently commercial activity has declined in general. So same thing that's kind of happening here, right? But if you talk to the government says everything's fine. But when you talk to the people are like, nah, I'm struggling. Some people, not everyone. All right, so he pointed out that all of this negatively impacts the lives of citizens and the local markets, which relies heavily on government spending and its financial cycle. So yeah, there's more to that if you'd like to read that. And another picture from a different angle. I'm going to show it to you. Oh, I thought there was some flowers in here. Oh, that's as big as this one will get. No, Just more fruit. So this must be like a produce area. All right. And this is it. This will be the last article. I know not that many people are going to read this. It is extremely long. But if you're a person that likes to gobble up as much information as you can, you'll like this. It's the foreign minister. He reveals everything to the Iraqis about relations with the United States, Iran, Turkey, and Syria. Oh my gosh. They are already having articles where they're talking about integrating Syria back into the global economy. How long has it been? I don't even know. I don't want to know. But it hasn't been that long. And we just started getting articles about Iraq being integrated back into the global economy, and they already have ones about Syria. Okay, so I'm going to pause. I don't want to waste time. All right, Aliyah Nassif is a female. I don't know if she's still in Parliament. She used to be in Parliament on Maliki's coalition. Then she broke off to go to one of the independent coalitions. So when she, in previous times, whatever she said, it would happen, which I thought was very interesting because she was a woman. But she would be interviewed. She was interviewed a lot, and she'd say, oh no, this law is going to pass, and and then that law would pass, and she'd say, oh, this is going to happen to this person, and that would happen. So I hadn't seen her in a while, and now this came out of Telegram. So that's why you see it like it is, because I don't know how to copy without, I just, whatever. So here, she said, Sudani acquitted some ministers of all charges. I don't know why it says leader of Construction and Development Coalition. That could be part of a coalition that is for Sudani is over 100 people now. Over 100 representatives that said they'll vote for him. Now, there's people very loudly saying, no, I'm not going to vote for him. But, that's what election season is about. But look at this. Aliyah Nassif discovers communication between Trump and Sudani against public suspicions. U.S. pressure on Kurds to sign oil deal with Baghdad. So in the paper, they said Marco Rubio was the one putting the pressure on. But we know, who does Marco Rubio get his directives from? Yep. All right, so that's it. That is this. I'm not going to go too long. So it was a good day. There was other stuff, like I said, but I just wanted to focus on the good things that were out today. Tomorrow, we'll get to the other stuff. If need be, maybe there'll be more good tomorrow, right? Because we didn't get anything from Aliyah Locke today. So maybe we'll get some more good news from Aliyah Locke. And like I said, I'll post where it says Sudani's going to pay the Kurds. Yeah. All right. Thank you as usual. Thank you for the thumbs up. Like I have one video, it only got 697 views, but the amount of likes is 98% or something like that. Some weird way that YouTube does the their figures. I don't know. But I'm like, cool, okay. So thank you, you guys are great. And thumbs ups are free. And subscribing to the channel is free, right? Okay, so like I said, if you didn't see the little special edition, stay tuned. A square is going to pop up. You could click on that. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are indulging in this content, and until tomorrow.